Now, picking up where we left off, there was Paul von Hindenburg, along with Erich von Ludendorff. They took over command, formal command of the German 8th Army. And he looked over the situation. Outside of Königsberg, you had the entire Russian 1st Army. And they weren't moving. They weren't doing anything. And whereas to the south of them, you had the Russian 2nd Army under Samsonov. They were moving northwest, thinking that Rennenkampf was moving along with them so they could meet at the Vistula River and destroy the 8th Army that way. So Samsonov was actually heading northwest, marching blind in enemy country, which was extremely dangerous, but he was thoroughly convinced that his flank was well protected. So Hindenburg decides to leave a small screen of cavalry in the Königsberg area in front of Rennenkampf and his army, and he decides to move the remainder of his force and split it up and put it in perfect position to completely surround and capture the 2nd Army. He has four corps, which is the 4 parts of the army. He sits them around in perfect position. Samsonov marches blindly right into it. They are getting hit from all sides. They're being completely surrounded. Samsonov is on the wire immediately to Rennenkampf saying, "Hey, a little help here." And Rennenkampf completely blowing him off. It's like, "Oh, I can't. It's too far. I got too much to do. I'm tired." Something like that. And so he decides to do absolutely nothing and sits back in the name of a personal vendetta. Lets his partner in the army get completely destroyed. So at this point, there was 150,000 men in the Russian 2nd Army. And of those, 30,000 were taken prisoner, 10,000 escaped. No, 30,000 were killed, rather. 10,000 escaped, and the remainder were all taken prisoner, along with all their heavy equipment. It was the biggest one-sided victory of the First World War. Germany needed 60 trains, 60 full trains, to haul all that loot back into Germany. It was Hindenburg and Ludendorff were national heroes. Needless to say, Samsonov could not handle the humiliation of that situation, got lost in the forest, took his pistol, and ended his own life. His body was later found by German troops, and he was afforded a full military burial. And this sent a really big red flag to the French and the British, like, okay, who do we have on the other side here? Can they hold their own in this situation? But at the same time, it did show something else. It showed how quickly the Russians could get organized, and it also showed that they were able to lose large numbers and quickly replace them. So those are some of the things that were happening from that situation. More on that to come.